Okay. Good morning, all of you. In last lecture, we are discussing related to this volumetric strain. So basically, volumetric strain is nothing but it is the ratio of change in volume to original volume, and it is denoted by using epsilon V. So change in volume So change in volume del V upon original volume. This is basic, but we have to derive what is the effect of Hooke's law and Poisson's ratio. So Hooke's law is sigma, which is equal to E into epsilon. Okay. So whenever you have to find out a strain, at that time strain which is equal to sigma divided by Young's modulus. Okay. Suppose you have to find out strain on plane 1, that time epsilon 1 sigma 1. Suppose you have to find out on plane 2 epsilon 2 which is equal to sigma 2 upon E, and on plane 3 epsilon 3 which is equal to sigma 3 upon E. Okay, so these formulas comes from Hooke's law. Now we will discuss mu which is equal to Poisson's ratio. So minus lateral strain divided by linear strain. Okay. Now we are going to apply load on plane 2. Okay, load on plane 2. So this strain will be considered as a axial strain or linear strain. Okay, and due to this, diameter of plane 1 will be changed, and we will consider this is a lateral strain. So mu which is equal to minus epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1. Therefore, sorry, I have wrongly written. So load is applied on plane 2. So whatever strain will be generated, this strain is called as axial strain. म्हणजे बघा लोड इथे अप्लाय केलेला आहे, तर त्या लोडला काय म्हणणार आहे आपण? Axial load. So load is axial, so generated strain will be also axial or linear. So linear means epsilon 2, and lateral, that is जर बघा या साइडची लेंथ इंक्रीज होत असेल तर ऑटोमॅटिकली ह्या साइडचा डायमीटर काय होणार आहे? रिड्यूस होणार आहे. सो epsilon 1. Therefore epsilon 1 which is equal to minus mu into epsilon 2, and the value of epsilon 2 is sigma 2 by E. Therefore epsilon 1 which is equal to minus mu into sigma 2 upon E, and this is the second term. Okay, now we will discuss related to plane 3. Now load is applied along plane 3. Okay, and we have to check effect on plane 1. Now you tell me mu which is equal to which strain we will consider as a linear and which strain we will be consider as a lateral. Epsilon 3 and epsilon 1. From that, which one is lateral and which one is linear?
E3 upon E1. E3 upon E1.
E3 upon E1. Okay, we are applying load on plane 3 and we will check effect on plane 1. So which one strain is linear strain? First you tell me.
E1 linear strain ma'am.
E1 linear. बर, आणि lateral कुठला असणार आहे मग?
E3.
E3. आणखी दुसऱ्याच काय कोणाचं मत? तुम्हाला इथे लक्षात ठेवायचे की ज्या प्लेन वरती लोड अप्लाय करतोय तो लोड कुठला झाला तुमचा? ऍक्झियल लोड. ओके, लोड जर ऍक्झियल असेल म्हणजेच लोड लिनियर लोड असेल तर ऑन दॅट प्लेन जनरेटेड स्ट्रेन विल बी लिनियर स्ट्रेन. म्हणजे लिनियर स्ट्रेन कुठला असणार आहे तुमचा? epsilon 3. ओके, आणि जर तुमच्या अलॉंग 3 प्लेनला लेंथ इंक्रीज होत असेल तर प्लेन 1 चा डायमीटर काय होणार आहे तुमचा? रिड्यूस होणार आहे. सो epsilon 1. Therefore epsilon 1 which is equal to minus mu into epsilon 3, and we will put here value of epsilon 3. So epsilon 1 which is equal to mu into sigma 3 divided by E. So this is the third term. Okay, so in that way this formula comes. whenever we will consider this second plane, okay, this second plane, at that time you remember this sigma 2 by E positive and remaining sigma 3 and sigma 1 negative. Whenever we will consider this plane 3, at that time sigma 3 by E is positive and remaining two terms are negative. So these are the formulas for finding out volumetric strain by considering Poisson's ratio and Hooke's law. Okay, so please write down only these formulas. That much, epsilon 1, 2 and 3. And then we will combine these all formulas, epsilon 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, so from that, after combining, this formula will be generated. Okay, so you don't take tension, this derivation will not be asked in your university examination. So this formula is for just your knowledge. So please write down. Write fast. So we will take one example how to find out volumetric strain, so you are able to understand easily. Or yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
okay, now we will take one example. So I will stop sharing and share whiteboard. Okay. So write down heading volumetric strain for cube or cuboid or cube. So I will draw figure simultaneously, you can draw, then we will continue. Okay. So this is the cube. So for this, we will derive equation. Now, you understood first, and then I will give time for writing. Okay. So, basic formula for epsilon V, that is volumetric strain, which is equal to change in volume upon original volume. So, del V upon V, which is equal to epsilon X plus epsilon Y plus epsilon Z. That is strain generated along X direction, strain generated along Y direction, and strain generated along Z direction. So when we will take addition of all these three strains, so you will get total change in volume, that is volumetric strain. Okay. So our basic formula is del V upon V. Okay, first we will find out original volume. Okay, original volume. Original volume. Now you tell me how to find out original volume of this cube. Suppose this is B dimension, this is P dimension, and this is L dimension. How to find out V, original volume, V which is equal to,
L into D into B.
okay, P into D into L. Okay, original volume is B into D into L. So this is the original volume. Now we have to find out change in value. Okay, change in volume. So change in volume. Change in volume. So how to find out change in volume? We have to take derivative of this volume. So derivative of this V is del V, which is equal to. Now we will take derivative of this B. So derivative of this B is del B into this D and L we will take as it is, D into L. Now we will take derivative of this D, derivative of this D. So B as it is and derivative of this D is del D and L as it is, L as it is plus. Now we will take derivative of this L. Whenever we will take derivative of this L, at that time this B and D we will take as it is. So B into D into derivative of L is del L. Okay, so this is the change in volume. Okay, so now our original formula is epsilon V, which is equal to del V upon V. We will put values here. Okay, so del V is del B into D into L plus B into del D into L plus B into D into del L divided by original volume is B into D into L. Now we will separate this denominator to each term. So epsilon V, which is equal to del B into D into L divided by B into D into L plus B into del D upon into L divided by BDL plus B and D as it is into del L divided by BDL. So here this D gets cancelled, L gets cancelled. Here this B gets cancelled, this L gets cancelled. Here this B gets cancelled and D gets cancelled. So epsilon V, which is equal to what is remaining? Del B upon B plus del D upon D plus del L upon L. Okay, so that much part is remaining. So now you tell me, del B upon B means what? Epsilon V, which is equal to del B upon B means change in width to original width. Okay, change in width to original width. So we will write epsilon V plus here change in diameter to original, sorry, change in depth to original depth. So this is epsilon D plus change in length to original length. This is epsilon L. Okay. Therefore, change in volume, which is equal to change in width, sorry, change in width plus change in depth plus change in length. So this is the formula for finding out volumetric strain for cube. Got it? Once again, I will repeat. So basic formula is epsilon V, which is equal to del V upon V. Okay. So original volume. So original volume of this cube is B into D into L. Okay, this is original volume. Now we have to find out change in volume. Whenever we will find out change in volume, at that time we have to take derivative of this original volume. So derivative of V is del V. Derivative of B is del B, this D and L term as it is. After that, next we will take derivative of this D. So whenever we will take derivative of D, so B and L as it is. So B into derivative of D is del D and L as it is. Plus, now we have to take derivative of this L. So B and D as it is and the derivative of L is del L. So here we have put values in this equation. So epsilon V, which is equal to del V upon V. After that, we have separated this denominator and after cancelling, what is remaining? del B upon B plus del D upon D plus del L upon L. So del B upon B means strain along width, strain along depth, and strain along length. So this is the equation for finding out volumetric strain in cube. Please write down fast. Then we will take second example. Write fast and let me know after your writing is over. So we will continue. I think screen is not visible. Merit.
Yes, ma'am.
So due to network issue, meeting is ended and rejoined. So we will take next example. So write down next. Volumetric strain for cylindrical rod. Volumetric strain for cylindrical rod. Now it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please write volumetric strain for cylindrical rod. Cylindrical rod. I will draw figure simultaneously. You can also draw. Then we will continue. Okay. So this is cylindrical rod having length L and a diameter D. Okay. Having length L and diameter D. So we have to find out volumetric strain. Volumetric strain. So basic formula for finding out volumetric strain is epsilon V, which is equal to change in volume upon original volume. So first we will find out original volume. Find original volume. Original volume. Now you tell me how to find out volume of cylindrical rod. Anyone? So V, which is equal to. Okay, before that you tell me how to find out area of the cylindrical rod.
5 of
Yes.
Pi by 4
4
into
Pi by
d
4
square.
upon d square.
Okay, so the area which is equal to pi by 4 into d square, this is area, and you have to find out volume. So whenever you will multiply by this L, so automatically you will get volume. So volume which is equal to pi by 4 into d square into L. So this is the original volume. Now we will find out change in volume. Okay, so whenever we will find out change in volume, at that time you have to take derivative of this original volume. Okay, so find change in volume. Find change in volume. Change in volume. So how to find out? Take derivative of original volume. Original volume. So original volume is V, which is equal to pi by 4 d square into L. Okay, pi by 4 d square into L. So derivative of this V is del V, which is equal to. So this pi by 4 is constant. We will take common pi by 4. So in bracket, the derivative of this d square is 2 into del d and this L as it is plus. Now we will take this d square as it is and derivative of this L. So this d square as it is, this d square as it is, and derivative of L is del L. Okay. So this is the change in volume del V, which is equal to pi by 4 to del D into L plus d square into del L. Now we will write our original formula. So next step is find volumetric strain. Find volumetric strain. So equation for volumetric strain is epsilon V, which is equal to del V upon V. So epsilon V, which is equal to del V. Del V is pi by 4 in bracket 2 into del D into L plus d square into del L divided by original volume is pi by 4 into d square into L. Okay, so this pi by 4 and pi by 4 gets cancelled. Pi by 4 and pi by 4 gets cancelled. So what is remaining? D square into L at denominator, and at numerator 2 into del dl plus d square into del L. Now we will separate this denominator. Okay. So epsilon V, which is equal to epsilon V, which is equal to 2 del D into L plus d square into del L divided by d square into L. Therefore, epsilon V, which is equal to 2 into del D into L divided by d square into L plus d square into del L divided by d square into L. So here this L gets cancelled. Okay. I think we have done one mistake. So the derivative of this d square is 2 into d into del d. Okay, please remember that whenever we will take derivative of this d square, so derivative is 2d into del d. 2d into del d. So this is the derivative. So 2d into del d. I will correct here. You also correct if you have written, otherwise no problem. Okay. So 2 into d into del d. Here also 2 into d. Okay. So the derivative of this d square is 2 into d into del d. So this is the derivative.
मैम
Yes.
वॉल्यूम ऑफ सिलेंडर पाई आर स्क्वायर एच है ना?
Yes, pi r square h or pi by 4 d square into L. So these are the same.
ओके.
So 2 into d into del d. So here 1d and 1d gets cancelled, and this d square gets cancelled. Therefore, epsilon v, which is equal to what is remaining, 2 del d upon d plus del L upon L. Okay, therefore epsilon v, which is equal to del d upon d means 2 into epsilon d plus del L upon L means 2 into epsilon L. So this is the equation for finding out volumetric strain for cylindrical rod, epsilon v, which is equal to 2 into epsilon d plus epsilon L. This is the formula for finding out volumetric strain in cylindrical rod. So I will repeat once again. First, you have to find out original volume. So original volume, which is equal to pi by 4 into d square into L. Okay. So area into length. From that, you have to find out change in volume. So change in volume means you have to take derivative of this original volume. So pi by 4 we will take as a constant, and the derivative of this d square is 2d into del d. Okay, 2d into del d, and L we have taken as it is, plus derivative of this L is del L and this d square as it is. Once you got original volume and change in volume, you have to put these values in volumetric strain formula. So this pi by 4 gets cancelled. After that, we have separated this denominator. So here d and 1d gets cancelled, LL gets cancelled. Here d square and d square gets cancelled. So after cancelling, 2 into del d divided by d plus del L upon L is remaining. So del d upon d means epsilon d, that is strain along diameter, and epsilon L means strain along length. So finally, volumetric strain epsilon v, which is equal to 2 into epsilon d plus epsilon L. If you have doubt, ask me. Otherwise, please write down fast. So one example is remaining on this volumetric strain. We will cover in today's lecture. Okay, over. Completed your writing or not?
1 minute.
Okay, okay. Please write.
Yes, ma'am. Over.
Okay, please write down next example and last example on this volumetric strain. So volumetric strain for sphere. Volumetric strain. Volumetric strain for sphere. Volumetric strain for sphere. Okay. So whenever we will find out volumetric strain, first we have to find out original volume. So find original volume. Find original volume. Original volume. So original volume for sphere is V, which is equal to pi d cube upon 6. Volume of sphere is pi d cube upon 6. After that, next you have to find out change in volume. So change in volume is derivative of this original volume. So derivative of original volume. Derivative of original volume. So del V, which is equal to, so derivative of this V is del V. We will take pi by 6 common. After that, next you have to take derivative of this d cube. So the derivative of this d cube is 3d square into del d. 3t square into del d. Here only one parameter is there, so only del d will come. So this is the change in volume. After that, next step is you have to find out volumetric strain. Find volumetric strain. So basic formula for volumetric strain is epsilon V, which is equal to del V upon V. Okay. We will put values here. Therefore, epsilon V, which is equal to del V upon V. Therefore, epsilon V, which is equal to. So del V is pi by 6 into 3d square into del d. Okay, divided by original volume is pi by 6 into d cube. Pi by 6 into d cube. So this pi by 6 and this pi by 6 gets cancelled. Okay. Here d square and d square gets cancelled. Therefore, what is remaining? Epsilon V, which is equal to 3 del d divided by d. Therefore, epsilon V, which is equal to 3 into epsilon d. So this is the formula for finding out volumetric strain in sphere. Okay. If you have doubt, if no doubt, please write down.
Last step.
Which one?
Last.
Okay, this one. Okay, I will explain once again. So our original formula is del V upon V. So change in volume. So change in volume is pi by 6 into 3d square into del D. And original volume is pi by 6 into d cube. Okay, so this pi by 6 and pi by 6 gets cancelled. In denominator, d square is there, and sorry, in numerator d square is there, and at denominator d cube. So d square and d square gets cancelled. At denominator 1d is remaining. Okay. So del d upon d, that is epsilon d. So 3 into epsilon d, and that this is the final formula, epsilon v, which is equal to 3 into epsilon d. Now what it?
Yes.
Oh, please write. We will take one elastic constant is remaining, bulk modulus, and then we will stop. Over.
Yes.
Okay. So please write down next point, bulk modulus. Already we have studied two elastic constant. One is Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity, and second one is modulus of rigidity or shear modulus. Now we will see remaining elastic constant, that is bulk modulus. So please write down bulk modulus. Bulk modulus. Okay. First you write down definition, then we will derive equation for this bulk modulus. So it is the ratio of, it is the ratio of, it is the ratio of direct stress, direct stress, direct stress to the corresponding, to the corresponding, to the corresponding volumetric strain, direct stress to the corresponding volumetric strain within elastic limit, strain within elastic limit, within elastic limit. So this is the ratio of direct stress to volumetric strain. Okay. Now we will derive equation. So for that, first I will draw figure. Simultaneously you can also draw. Suppose this is cube. On that cube, we will apply number of forces. Suppose here P is applied. Here also P is applied. Here also P is applied. Okay. So the same amount of pressure will be applied on each plane. Okay. And the area of each plane also same. Area of each plane also same. So we will consider area of each plane also will consider same. So the dimension of this cube is, suppose this is A, this is also A, and this is also A. Okay. So this is also called as hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure. So hydrostatic pressure means force applied on that particular member is the same throughout the body or in all direction. Okay. So for example of this, when you will enter in swimming pool, at that time you feel the water pressure along एनी डायरेक्शन इज सेम. म्हणजे ज्यावेळी तुम्ही स्विमिंग साठी पाण्यात जाता त्यावेळी पाण्याचं प्रेशर हे आपल्याला सगळ्या डायरेक्शन कडून काय वाटतं सेम वाटतं. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज हायड्रोस्टॅटिक प्रेशर. सो हियर वी विल अप्लाय दिस theory. So this is cube. On that we will apply same force, and this force will be act on a area. So this area also same. So whenever this load is same and area is same, so we will consider stress in plane 1, which is equal to stress in plane 2, which is equal to stress in plane 3. So suppose we will consider this is x direction, this is y direction, and this is z direction. Okay. So force is same and area is same. So stress generated in plane or stress generated along x direction is same. Stress along y direction and stress along z direction, which is equal to total stress, sigma. Okay. So this is our assumption. Now from this we will write one equation. Okay. From this we will write equation by using Hooke's law. By using Hooke's law. By using Hooke's law, we will convert this equation into epsilon term. So epsilon x, which is equal to sigma x upon E, which is equal to epsilon y upon E, which is equal to epsilon z upon E. Because of our Hooke's law equation is epsilon, which is equal to sigma upon E. So here epsilon x, which is equal to sigma x upon E, which is equal to sigma y upon E, which is equal to sigma z upon E. Okay. Now we will put values here. Okay, we will put values here. So already we have considered stress generated in x plane, which is equal to stress generated in y plane, which is equal to stress generated in z plane. Okay. Therefore, epsilon x, which is equal to sigma x divided by E minus mu into sigma y upon E minus mu into sigma z upon E. This is the volumetric strain equation. Now we will put stress along x direction, which is equal to stress along y direction, which is equal to stress along z direction. So we will remove this sigma y and put sigma x. Remove this sigma z and put sigma x. Okay. So epsilon x, which is equal to sigma x divided by E minus mu into sigma x divided by E minus mu into sigma x divided by E. From that, we will take sigma x upon E as a common. So what is remaining in bracket?
Minus mu.
Minus mu.
No. This sigma x
Plus.
upon E, 1 is here. 1 minus mu minus mu, because of from this sigma x upon e we have taken common, so here 1 is remaining, minus mu, and from this third term minus mu. Therefore epsilon x, which is equal to sigma x upon e in bracket 1, so minus mu and minus mu is minus 2 mu, because of 1 mu minus 1 mu, so minus 2 mu. So this is, suppose we will consider this is equation A. We will consider, suppose this is equation A. Okay, this is equation A. Now we will find out the volume of this cube. Find out volume of cube. So volume of cube. So the dimension of this cube is A. So volume which is equal to V, which is equal to A into A into A, that is A cube. Okay. Then we will find out change in volume. So change in volume means you have to take derivative, del V, which is equal to derivative of this A cube is 3
into a square.
3a square into del L, del A. So this is the change in volume. Now we will find out epsilon V. So epsilon V, which is equal to del V upon V. So 3a square del A divided by A cube. Okay. So here A square and 2 times A gets cancelled. So what is remaining? Epsilon V, which is equal to 3 del A upon A. Therefore, epsilon V, which is equal to 3 into epsilon A. That is the formula. So change in volume, which is equal to 3 times epsilon A. Okay, 3 times epsilon A. Now we will put this value in this equation. Okay, we will put this value in this equation.
मैडम ये तो ये कैंसिल होता है क्या?
In numerator A square is there and at denominator A cube is there. So 2 times A gets cancelled. 1 A is remaining. Na? This is del D, del A. Na? This is derivative. So how this derivative and this original A gets cancelled? No. बघा इथे A square आहे आणि इथे A cube आहे. तर स्क्वेअर कॅन्सल केला आपण, पण एक A शिल्लक राहतोय ना आपला. सो epsilon V
A1 ना
हा yes एक शिल्लक राहतोय आपला हा. So this is del A upon A. Now therefore epsilon V, which is equal to 3 times epsilon x. म्हणजे इथे काय मिळालं आपल्याला इक्वेशन? Volumetric strain which is equal to 3 times strain generated along any plane. So epsilon V, which is equal to 3 into epsilon x, and this epsilon x value already we have calculated in equation A. So epsilon V, which is equal to 3 into sigma x upon E in bracket 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2. This is the value for this epsilon V. So epsilon V, which is equal to 3 into sigma x upon E in bracket 1 minus 2. Now we have to find out this value of sigma x. So therefore sigma x, which is equal to, we have to rearrange this equation. So we will multiply by this E and divide by this 3 into 1 minus 2. So epsilon V into this E at denominator, when you will shift to left side, it will go at numerator. So epsilon V into E divided by this 3 into 1 minus 2 mu is at numerator. So when you will shift to left side, it will goes at denominator. So 3 1 minus 2 mu. Okay, got it? So
please repeat now.
Okay, I will make arrows here. बघा इथे काय करायचं आपल्याला की सिग्मा एक्सच्या टर्म मध्ये इक्वेशन तयार करायचंय, बरोबर आहे. मग हा ई जो आहे तो हा ई काय आहे तुमचा डिनॉमिनेटरला, म्हणजे तो कुठे जाईल? लेफ्ट साइडला न्यूमरेटरला. हा 3 न्यूमरेटरला आहे तर तो कुठे येणार आहे तुमचा? इथे डिनॉमिनेटरला. आणि हे 1 minus 2 मल्टिप्लिकेशन मध्ये आहे, म्हणजे हे सुद्धा कुठे शिफ्ट होईल तुमचं? डिनॉमिनेटरला. So epsilon x which is equal to sigma x which is equal to epsilon v. हा डिनॉमिनेटरचा ए कुठे काय शिफ्ट झाला तुमचा न्यूमरेटरला. सो दिस 3 into 1 minus 2. आता आलं का लक्षात?
हो
Yes,
मॅम.
ma'am.
हा. So sigma x which is equal to epsilon v into e divided by 3 in bracket 1 minus 2 mu. So this e divided by 3 in bracket 1 minus 2 mu, nothing but k. Therefore sigma x which is equal to k into epsilon v. Okay, therefore k which is equal to epsilon x divided by epsilon v, and this is the formula for bulk modulus. K which is equal to sigma x upon epsilon v. Sigma x nothing but direct stress. Sigma x nothing but direct stress, and epsilon v nothing but volumetric strain. Epsilon v nothing but volumetric strain. Volumetric strain. Is volumetric strain.
Hello, madam.
Okay, so bulk modulus K which is equal to direct stress upon volumetric strain, and the value of K is K which is equal to E divided by 3 in bracket 1 minus 2 mu. This is also value. So shortly I will explain once again. So this is the cube. On that cube we are applying same pressure in all direction, and the area of this all plane is same. So that's why stress generated along x direction, along y direction, and z direction is same. That's why sigma x which is equal to sigma y which is equal to sigma z which is equal to total stress. So now we will apply Hooke's law. So according to Hooke's law, stress which is equal to Young's modulus into strain. So here formula is converted in terms of strain. So epsilon x which is equal to sigma x upon E which is equal to sigma y upon E which is equal to sigma z upon E. Okay. After that, next, here we have written equation by considering Poisson's ratio. So epsilon x which is equal to sigma x upon E minus mu into sigma y upon E minus mu into sigma z upon E. This is the volumetric strain equation. But in first step already we have assumed stress along x, y and z direction is same. So we will put instead of sigma y and sigma z, sigma x. So epsilon x which is equal to sigma x upon E minus mu into sigma x upon E minus mu into sigma x upon E. So from these three terms, we have taken sigma x upon E as a common. So here 1 is remaining, here minus mu and minus mu. So sigma x upon E 1 minus 2 mu. So this is the equation A. Then you have to find out the volume of this cube. Okay, so the dimensions of this cube is A. So volume is A into A. So A cube. And whenever you have to find out change in volume, so del V which is equal to 3A square into del A, because of you have to take derivative of this A cube, and the derivative of this A cube is 3A square del A. After that, put value change in volume upon original volume. So change in volume is 3a square del A divided by a cube. Here 2 times a and 2 times a gets cancelled. So what is remaining? 3 into del A upon a, that is epsilon v, which is equal to 3 into epsilon a, that is epsilon x. So we have to get this basic equation epsilon v, which is equal to 3 into epsilon x, and the value of this epsilon x is already we have find out. So we will put here value 3 into sigma x upon e in bracket 1 minus 2 mu. After that, we have to generate equation in terms of sigma x. So you have to make such arrangement. Okay, I will here write likewise, so you will be able to understand easily. So here 3, okay, into sigma x divided by e, and here 1 minus 2 mu is there. Okay, now you are able to understand easily. So sigma x, which is equal to epsilon v into e, this e at denominator, so this will be shift at numerator, so epsilon v into e, and this whole term will get at denominator, so 3 1 minus 2. So this e divided by 3 in bracket 1 minus 2 mu, nothing but k. So sigma x, which is equal to k into epsilon v, therefore k, which is equal to sigma x upon epsilon v, and sigma x means direct stress and epsilon v means volumetric strain. So bulk modulus is the ratio of direct stress to the corresponding volumetric strain. Okay, so this is the derivation or formula for third elastic constant, that is bulk modulus. Please write down. Write down fast because of I think our time is over. So please write down within 5 minutes. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in that way, in today's lecture, we have discussed volumetric strain, then how to find out volumetric strain for cube, cylindrical rod, and sphere. After that, we have discussed what is meant by bulk modulus and derived equation for this bulk modulus. Okay. In next lecture, we will see interrelation between elastic constants. Okay. So in next lecture, we will continue what is the relation between Young's modulus, modulus of elasticity, and bulk modulus. Okay. So for today, we will stop here.